So you've got a chair with a wiggly leg. What do you do about that?
He's got the spirit of a handyman. A handyman.
You can do it by hand. Use a ratchet and then tighten these up. That's simply like the reason it's loose is because these have worked themselves loose. Even though this has a lock washer on it, these have backed off. So that's why it's loose. If I just tighten this down a little bit, then I can get that. You can see it kind of pulling in a little bit. Bada bing, bada boom. Nice and tight. So now this doesn't move. However, you see where we can see the naked wood under here, the stain isn't covered. That shows me that these screws are probably also loose. And sure enough, when I rock on it this way, you see a little bit of play right there. So that means I actually need to remove these all the way so I can get at these two screws to tighten those up. So I'm gonna put this on my drill. Cool. So actually you can see right here, it looks like this one, I can even turn it by hand, is starting to pull free a little bit. So I'm probably gonna grab some vice grips or something and crank on that and try to put that into this a little bit. But that's telling me that the wood inside here is actually starting to strip. So as I've torqued on this, it's actually started pulling this bolt out a little bit. So that's starting to strip away the inside here. So then to get at these, gonna just get a screwdriver and tighten those up a smidge. Again, you don't want to over tighten, so I've got my clutch set. Now that's good and tight. That's not wiggling anymore. So I'm gonna go ahead and tighten this up. All right, so I do want to crank on it down here because that's where my washer is going to end up, or my bolt. So I want to stay closer to the body so I don't strip the important part. So I'm just going to grab that, turn it in. Since it started to strip just a little bit, I probably want to turn it in just a little bit beyond where the other one is, to give it some new wood to start biting into. I feel like that's pretty good. All right, so now my two posts are in there real good. I've got these screws tightened up. Might as well go ahead and make sure these guys are good. Yep. When you do that, make sure you push in nice and hard. This one slipped. You want the clutch to engage instead of it'll start stripping out the screws otherwise. All right, so I've got that. Put that back in. Washer, lock washer, bolt, washer, lock washer, bolt. I'm gonna go ahead and swap this out for my faster method here. Tighten up the one. Now that's not moving at all. Nice and tight, nice and secure. I'm gonna do the same thing for the other leg, and it's ready to go, brand new. Here's this other leg. This one is really loose. I can even turn it easily by hand. So I'm definitely gonna pull this one out and tighten that up. I mean, you can see it's like pulled out almost a full inch. So this one's gonna take some special work. Now I feel like personally these chairs are really well assembled. I feel like this is a good product chair compared to some other models. It isn't necessarily the strongest design because there's no cross bracing or whatever, but yeah, okay, so look at this, guys. See, you can even see the thread right there. You can see how this is starting to pull out. So as I tighten up the bolt on there, it's stripping this totally out of the wood. You can see even where the wood is kind of unhappy with me. This guy might require some special attention. Maybe some glue or something. Wood filler. I think I've already done this to this one before and it's started to pull back out. This table is probably 5 years old, but we have a family of 7, so we host a lot. These chairs get a lot of use. And so as a result, these they get pushed around a lot and the bolts get wiggled. The chair gets unhappy. Names are called. I think I can turn that maybe one more time. It still is easy to turn. The other one wasn't, so that tells me there's still some space in there. Alright. But if I tighten it too much, there won't be anything to actually bolt on here, so go ahead and engage the clutch. Alright, so this one, when I tighten this up, it actually just started to pull this right back out. So this one, there's a little bit more play in because this top, or this bottom one rather, is stripped. So I'm going to need to go in there and fill that hole a little bit in order for this one to bite a little bit more. Alright, so here's what I'm going to try. I'm going to use some Gorilla Wood Glue. This is probably not the best way to do this. I hope there's a carpenter or woodsmith. Somebody who can comment down below and say, here's what you should actually do. Spirit of a Handyman. This is what Spirit of a Handyman does. So I'm gonna fill that up. This glue stuff is pretty amazing. Made in the USA. Feel good about that. Actually, it's bottled right here in Cincinnati, so I feel doubly good about that. This is probably gonna ooze everywhere. Yeah, there it goes. Try to get these about the same depth. Ugh. I'll give it one crank with these. Hey, little Bobo. Alright, I feel like that's pretty good. So I'll let that dry and then I'll crank on it and tighten it up. This has cured. And now I'll just reassemble it real quick. See if it holds up. Or if the bolt ends up pulling it back out. Boom, baby. Stronger than steel. So there you have it. With just a couple of tools and the right know-how with what you're looking for, you can make that loose, wiggly chair nice and sturdy again to where you can feel good about you sitting on it, your dinner guests sitting on it, or whoever. So, leave some comments down below as far as your success with repairing your chairs. I'm sure every wooden chair is different, so I'd love to hear about that. In the meantime, hit subscribe if you want to see more videos from Spirit of a Handyman. Like or share this video if it was helpful for you. And in the meantime, stay tuned for more videos from Spirit of a Handyman, empowering the spirit of a handyman in all of us. Really sturdy and in great shape.
He's got the spirit of a handyman.